Hey, welcome on, Taco. Oh,
Howdy.
hey, this is third time's a charm, and we're doing a little bit different. So we have got a little bit of a stand-in for you today. But yeah, welcome on again. Long, long,
Again, yeah.
yeah, long time coming. Both the past episodes we did either got corrupted or I don't even remember what happened to the first one. But
That was like 2 years ago.
Oh, right. Okay, exactly. Yeah. So that's what happened. Time happened. But in the meantime, you've built this fucking set that we're in, so I think it's about time to even have you on. Um, so yeah, if you want to introduce yourself to people who maybe don't know who you are.
I'm TacoRedneck. I'm sure everyone here who's watching knows me. And God, I
Hmm.
hope so. But
Yeah.
for the rest of you, I used to be somewhat popular on the Feed the Beast subreddit. I made that Bagger 288 post that was pretty popular a couple of years ago.
Hmm.
And for the rest of you that haven't seen that, I'm sure you've seen the picture of the Waffle House in the Nether.
Yeah, that thing kind of popped off, huh? People are
Yep.
selling shirts
Yeah.
of it and stuff or whatever, right?
Even though no, I never get the credit for it.
So, and then also behind us, we have your oil refinery on the set. We have a photo of that. Um, which I is one of my personal favorites of yours because it's so cool, like in like the winter biome.
Well, thank you.
Um,
Oh yeah, that was
and yeah, that's how I
my bad.
first heard about you was I think from the Badger 288, the giant crane thing, and that was before you started working with any mod that sort of made tiny blocks, right? It was all built with industrial and wait, what was it made with? Immersive
It
engineering.
was immersive engineering, yeah, but it still had the what was it? It was Amibus microblocks at first with the
Oh, like
OG
slabs and stuff.
uh yeah slabs and posts.
Uh huh. Yeah.
But
How did
yeah,
that go? How did what made you want to make that?
oh you I downloaded the mod the first time and I noticed that it had that excavator. I'm like that just looks familiar. Then where's the rest of it? So I'm like, well, might as well build it. Back then I had time out of the bucket. I had way too much time on my hands. Nowadays, not so much. But you know, sat down. Probably took me a couple weeks to do it. But
Well, and that's another
uh,
thing is that you sort of I mean you say that you used to be known on the subreddit. I mean, sure you don't post a lot, but you still make a ton of things, right? I mean, like you still build very often.
oh yeah, all the time. I just do it to relax nowadays. I don't really do it to post anymore a whole lot.
Yeah.
Every once in a while, I got big ideas and no time to do it nowadays. But
Well,
if you join the on the Team Creative Discord, which is the Discord for little tiles, you'll see me posting stuff there all the time. But it's always just small stuff
mhm.
nowadays. One-offs, little bits and bobs.
Yeah, like that PS4 behind us or PS2, sorry, behind us. You made that for like a little joke video, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's basically about it. Just for
Well,
shits and giggles, really.
and you get really detailed with your builds. So how do you decide like how do you plan something as big as I mean outside of the studio right now we have like a piece of this giant digging like scoop thing. I don't even know what the hell it's called. But what is it called by the way?
It's a Marion coal shovel. It was not a steam shovel, but they used that back in the 1970s to big dig big old coal mines out there in Kentucky and
Wow.
Ohio.
So okay, so that's perfect. So A, how do you decide to build that? And then how do you actually like imagine it in your head? Like that's the scale is gigantic.
Well, a lot of the times the scale doesn't work out as best as it should, but I always build one part of something first that I think is to scale and just kind of look at it and then use that as the scale for the rest of the entire build. Like normally, if I'm building a vehicle, I'll build the tires
Okay.
first and then build everything else around that. So it makes it look, at least moderately to scale. Like I've got a semi truck that I built. I don't know if it's out there or not, but I built it at the time and I was building along, and then all of a sudden I was standing next to it, and I realized that the tires on it are 2 meters high, which isn't realistic at all.
It's giant.
Yeah.
Well, but then how do you? So with the coal shovel, how did you decide to make that? Like, do you read all about it and then say I want to build that, or what?
It pops up. I like reading about stuff like that too,
Uh-huh.
but I couldn't tell you exact reason why I wanted to build it.
Mm-hmm.
I think I was just trying to build something neat for just to post something that year, because I don't think I posted anything at all that year really when it came out.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, what am I gonna do this year? So I don't know. I just figured that would be something neat to do and did it. You don't see those anymore. They don't exist anymore. They all got torn down and scrapped. So I can't say that I saw one out in the wild. Nothing like that.
Oh, that's really interesting. So do you think that it like this is your way of exploring these things, is building them and being able to walk around, seeing from every angle and that kind of thing?
I suppose back whenever I started building them, but
Yeah.
nowadays I actually get to
Yeah,
go to some of these places I never thought I would be able to.
that's a good point. Yeah, you're a trucker, right? You're a truck driver.
Yep.
So you go everywhere.
Oh, yeah.
How many states have you been to?
Every single one in the lower 48 except for Vermont and Rhode Island.
Gotcha. Dang. Wow. And that's in how many? A year? Not even? A little over?
Just over a year and I don't know, 3 months.
Holy shit, dude. That's crazy. You're everywhere.
Oh yeah. Yep.
What is the hardest part of that? I know this has nothing to do with Minecraft, but I'm eternally curious about that job because it's so mysterious to me. It just seems very hard to do. How do you stay up?
It it all depends. I know nothing beats a good night's rest for beating it tired. But if you do get tired, of course, coffee helps, and chewing on some sunflower seeds always helps too.
Yeah.
Don't ask me why; it just does.
It's like chewing gum, right? It keeps your brain busy, I guess, on something. Interesting.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Man, that what's the longest haul that you've done? Like in one go, like what's the longest you've driven?
Virginia to Washington State.
Shit. Across country?
Yeah.
In one go?
Oh yeah.
Wow.
That was back whenever I was a team driver, just kind of starting out. So they would pair us with two people. So when one person was driving, the other person would be sleeping. So you could get across the country a lot faster than if you were just a solo driver, which is what I do now.
Interesting. Well, that's an interesting. Okay, like your job choice. Why? So you have this immense skill, to bring it back to the game. You have this immense skill in building. Have you ever thought about like architecture or anything like that?
I thought about it. I went to I was going to school for chemical engineering because I always wanted to do stuff in the oil industry.
Yeah.
That didn't work out, so I got stuck in I was a butcher for 3 or 4 years out here in Virginia, and then I said one of these days I said fuck it, I'm going back to school because I went to community college for a few years and got a transfer degree. Never did anything with it. I was like, I'm going to put this to use and go back to college. And $16,000 for one semester later, I said, fuck it.
Whoa. There's cheaper colleges, right?
Yeah, of course.
Holy crap.
But, after not being in school for a couple of years, it's kind of hard to get into a college that would just, So I bit the bullet and said, I'll pay it back when I get my, lucrative chemical engineering job and whatnot. But I said, I dropped out of that after one semester, and I said, fuck it. I sat there for 2 months, and I saw a truck roll by and says, hiring. We'd love to, pay for your CDL and all this stuff. I'm like, I want to do that. That sounds fun. And then here I am. That's really the story about it.
Cool. Oh, yeah. I don't know if I'm going to just throw this out there. You have a poop map, right? You have a map of places you I'm bringing it up.
I absolutely do. I started that first week of training for the job. I'm like, I was sitting there in New Jersey looking around. I'm like, I should start marking shits. And I have.
So it's just for anybody, it's not like, I don't even know what that sounds like it is, but it's just a map of every place he's gone to the taking a shit in, right? Every state. So
Every single state.
it's a very novel way of keeping track of where you've been.
Yeah, absolutely. And then, it was kind of fun starting out, and then I realized how fast it was growing because, this only took a year and a half to go as far as I've been so far.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you're everywhere. I mean, is that normal for a truck driver to go that much, or is there some people that have maybe more established like families that are like, I'm only in this area, or what?
Oh yeah. There's some I'm called an OTR driver, which stands for over the road,
Okay.
and that just means you go everywhere, man, anywhere they send you.
Okay, yeah.
Then there's regional.
Mm-hmm.
Good. Oh, and then there's regional where you kind of stay in a few states or, up and down the East Coast or something like that.
Yeah.
And then there's local where you just kind of run shit back and forth to different parts of the same town.
Okay. Cool. I didn't know if that was like a hard requirement for the job. Like you need to fucking just be able to go anywhere. So, but there's like local and regional. You do these huge builds, but you also do these hilarious, which I'd suggest anybody follows your YouTube channel because you post these weird little snippet things, like you did one with the dog driving away weirdly, or the Rickroll thing that you had posted. So where do you get those ideas? Like,
no, they just talk to, I spent, like I said before, I sit on my ass for 10 hours a day and just roll down the road and have so much time to think that I'll see something, I'll see a billboard or see something like that, and I'll be like, well, that would be fun to do. And I try to make it a reality as best as I can. And I'll see some, memes, whatnot. You watch those unusual meme videos. I do. And that's where I got that idea for the dog one, driving the car. I used to spend a lot of time building, gigantic builds. I haven't done a whole lot on those nowadays because I enjoyed making those little tiny, fun little builds. Really, little bit of a time waster every day, and I don't have to sit down and be like, think about where am I going to be with this one in 2 months,
right. You want to be able to start and finish something pretty quickly, right? Yeah, that makes sense.
Like I started that oil refinery last year when I started trucking, and that took 6 months.
Whew. Really? 6 months?
Oh yeah.
Oh my God. Do you have any help from people, or are you totally solo?
I mostly work by myself. Every once in a while, somebody will post something really cool on the Team Creative Discord, which is the Discord for Little Tiles, and I'll be like, hey, can I use that? Like Kiro on the Discord, he made a jukebox that I'm absolutely in love with, and I use it for a lot of, like, you'll see it in some of the videos I've made.
Okay.
And that's about it. I mean, people over there post amazing things all the time, and I was absolutely floored at some of the things they do, but you guys will never see them if you weren't on the Discord, which is kind of sad because they don't post it to Reddit or the subreddit or anything like that.
They should.
Yes, they should.
I don't know if it's just me, because when I was younger I used to play with Legos a lot. I love miniatures, so there's something like really interesting to me about looking at like these builds, because it's like, it's obviously still abstract in blocks, but it looks super good. Like the PS2 that you have behind you, that looks really good. Like, and it's I don't want to say cute because that's the wrong word, but it's got a charm to it, So yeah, it's like I want to like hold it. It's like a little small thing, like I'm like, wow, this is cool. So
it's funny that you mentioned that though about the Legos, because now you kind of reminded me who I actually give credit for kind of getting me into the industrial stuff and wanting to be an engineer and everything like that. My grandmother, back when I was probably 7 years old, got me a Connects Rippin' Rocket roller coaster set for my birthday, and I built that shit.
Dude,
in like
was that the one that, like, I mean, maybe at your time, was it up to your head? Was it that tall?
Oh yeah, it's like 6 foot tall.
Yes, I had the same one.
With the wheels that kind of shot the cart up the top.
That thing was badass, man. Yo, that's crazy. Yeah, I built it in my living room, and it took me a long time because I was pretty young, and I had to have help, and that was so much fun.
Oh yeah, I loved it. And, that got me into about a ton of other
Mm-hmm.
connect stuff with it, and got my neighbor into it too. So we'd always throw our shit into a pile and just build shit together.
Well, there you go. We
Uh,
cracked the case, man. That's why.
yeah,
Shit.
that's the reason.
All right. Well, now it makes
Uh,
sense. I was like, this has to come from somewhere.
I never really got into Legos because they were exorbitantly
They're so expensive. Yeah, I
Connects
think
were
I had like one Lego set when I was a kid.
Connects were two. They were expensive, but there was so much more volume
Mm-hmm.
to it, so it made it look like you got more for your money.
It made it more worth it for some reason in our little kid
Oh
brains. Yeah.
Yep.
That makes sense. I think the reason why you aren't able to come on today is because we have a lot of your builds outside, actually, and I do want to go and take a look if that's okay. It was killing
half the reason.
Yeah, it was killing your connection. So, but if you don't mind, we have a little bit of an unorthodox setup, but you can see what I'm seeing. So, let's hop on out to the outside, and
Right.
there we go. Yeah. So I don't know what to start. I guess the Waffle House. Let's start with the Waffle House because we haven't.
All right.
Because I mean, it's so famous. So yeah, if anybody's not seen this, where have you been? But so, why did you build this? So like that's another thing. Just to before you answer that, like a lot of your builds aren't like the typical Minecrafty type builds. Like they're very they have a lot of character. So why did you choose this?
I was just sitting there. I forget what I was working on. I was working on something. Uh, I had just gotten off vacation, a little bit of vacation time in Louisiana, and I was building like a barbecue joint out in the Betweenlands, which is basically just a mod that it's a great mod. But I was
Mm-hmm.
using it for the atmosphere because it's just a big swamp, which Louisiana mostly is. And I was building that, and I was looking out in the distance, like, wouldn't it be funny if there was a Waffle House sign sticking out of the mud? And it just kind of snowballed from there, and I just built the whole restaurant over the course of like I think it was a week, and I just kept putting it everywhere, man, everywhere I could put it, and then I put it in the Nether, and that is the picture that just exploded
Yeah. What
everywhere.
kind of numbers did that do?
For me, nothing.
What for you?
I think I think I posted it on Reddit, and it got like 100 upvotes or something
Mm-hmm.
like that.
Yeah.
And then somebody else posted it on Twitter, and that got like 50,000, 20,000,
Holy
something,
shit.
whatever it is they do on Twitter.
Right,
And
right. That's
after
insane.
that,
So,
it just kept getting posted everywhere and whatnot. And I even told, I sent it to Waffle House on their Twitter too, and I'm like, hey, look what I made. And they're like, oh, that's so cool. Can we tweet it out? I'm like, yeah, sure, why not?
at least they asked for
You know,
permission.
yeah, they did.
That's insane.
I didn't even see it. I'm never on Twitter,
Hmm.
and they got back to me within like an hour or so, and I didn't open Twitter back up for like a whole week. So.
So I think we're looking over here now at the McDowell's. What's this? Why
If
McDowell's?
you've ever seen what is it, Trading Places?
Oh yeah. Okay. That's
Yeah,
yep.
Dan Aykroyd and Eddie Murphy. Yeah, that was something I was building a long time ago on what was that server? He's here with us today, and I just thought that'd be funny to have out there. It was kind of like a plot server, whatnot,
Uh-huh.
and
Yeah, I
we just
love
kind of
this.
do that together.
And what's he doing?
Oh, God. Sorry.
Oh, I see.
What
Oh,
was doing.
I mean, it had to be done from
Of
somebody.
course.
And let's move on to this trailer. This is,
All right.
I think it was one of the first, after I met you, one of the first things I had seen, because I just love, I mean, there's so many little details, the dripping AC, just like the beer cans everywhere.
Oh, of course.
But yeah, like, did you base this off of anything or what?
Oh yeah, man. I used to live like this. Not squalor and whatnot, but
Hmm.
where I used to live, it was this.
Just an
Rural Florida,
RV.
where I grew up, out in the swamp. Well,
Hmm.
everybody fucking lived like this shit, man. Uh,
You even got
it's
stuff in the fridge, giant thing of, what is that, pickles?
core. It's mayonnaise.
Oh, it's mayonnaise, okay.
The whole gallon of Duke's mayonnaise.
You got the Hoff, because you always got to have the Hoff. And then,
Oh
like,
yeah, of course.
dude, like the pea stained Fucking bed is something else. That's amazing. It's or sweat, whatever it is. I don't care. It's amazing. Oh my
Use your
god.
imagination.
All right.
Get the
Well,
Home Depot bucket with the
yep.
board and the hole.
The
Yeah.
cigarette next to it, like, oh, it's so great. The plates in the corner. Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's what I mean when I say as character. Everything is sort of like feels like it's lived in. It's not just a static building. Uh, and here's a truck. Uh, is this any significant truck? Is this your truck, or is it just
No, I built that before I was even a truck driver. Just kind of did it. And this was,
okay?
I had talked to you before about it, how, you were
Mhm.
asking me about how I do the scales for things and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But I fucked this up so bad because the tires on this son bitch are 2 meters tall, which don't make sense at all. But the proportions looked right when I was building it. So the whole rest of the truck is gigantic on that.
Well,
So,
I mean, it looks good. I mean, as long
okay.
as the proportions to itself are the same, you know.
Yeah, like it should not be as big as a fucking bulldozer right next to it.
And then this thing.
Especially for
What is so you got it? Speaking of bulldozers, you got a bulldozer.
yeah, of course.
So
That was one of the,
what's your process? How do you choose what to make?
uh, all depends on what I'm building. I built that for the coal mine build I was doing,
Mm-hmm.
and we used to have the shovel right there in front of it, but
Oh,
it cost too much.
yeah. I need to put that. I'll put in some footage or something. But that one is amazing. That's so fucking huge, and it's not. Is that recent? Is it?
No, that was one of the first things I ever did with that was
Was
the
it?
transition
Okay.
between chisels and bits and little tiles.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of really. Actually, it was the Portal 2 door, kind of the first thing. But
Oh,
that was
okay.
the first build where I was like, all right, this mod is something else. That's for sure.
So yeah, let's
And
talk about that with chisels and bits and little tiles. I mean, like that's a huge game changer for you, right? Because like, I
oh
mean,
yeah,
shout out Creative MD. I mean he makes little tiles. He also made the camera mod that we use on the server. So I mean, he's a fucking
it
genius.
it just does so much, man. It's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
How fast he gets back to everybody in the community for, their issues and whatnot. It's, I don't know where he has the time for it, but huge respect to him, that's for sure.
Yeah, and you can
Uh,
and you I mean you could do so much. You've done uh what was it? The the from the thing, the dog from the thing.
oh yeah,
That
I
is so
had,
cool where the face opens up and everything, like, and that's just like a door,
oh
right?
yeah,
It's basically a
yeah.
door.
People see some of the things I do and they're like, "How the fuck did you do that?" I'm like, "It's doors, man. It's all doors.
Just really
It's doors
fancy
all the way
doors.
down."
Well,
Yeah.
where was it? I think it's over here. I think you're yeah, the vault door.
Oh
I
yeah.
want to show this off just to show the type of like intricacy you can get in the animations, because I mean, you can say all you want, it's just a door, but there's a lot of effort that you put into this. So I mean, how easy is it to make something like this?
Uh, it's fairly easy, but it just takes time and trial and error,
Mm.
kind of like somebody that's happened. That's almost a year old now. Some dude on Reddit, it's like, hey, I saw your vault door that you had posted on Reddit. I was wondering if you could send that to me. I was like, I don't know what the fuck that is anymore. Uh, so I made another one. I'm like, why not? And spent a couple days building that at my sister's house down in Florida while I was on vacation. So,
Yeah, this thing is. I love the little, even just like it all spins. The little notch turns, or the little handle turns. Is so. Oh, and then this thing, this portal is
oh
so
yeah,
cool. What is this for? Is this just like another I want to fuck around with stuff kind of
yeah,
thing,
pretty
or what?
much.
Okay.
All this stuff always hits just one-off shit where I have such big plans for the rest of it, and then it just ends. You know, I always, sitting there daydreaming about what I'm gonna, all the surroundings for it, and whatnot, and then
Uh-huh.
that's it. No, I always say one of these days I'll get back to it, like an old man.
One of
And
these days. Yeah. So you
one of
have,
these days I'll climb that mountain.
and so you have, um, so say, and so not infinite money, infinite time for physical things, but like, so if you have infinite time to build something, what would you want to be
Uh,
building? Like, what would you build in Minecraft?
so what would I build? That's a good question. I've never even asked myself that question. Uh, you know, that's kind of a difficult question because I'm not entirely sure I could ever do just one thing.
Uh-huh.
Like, if I had to answer it right now, I'd probably build like if I had all the reference pics I could ever hope for and whatnot, I'd probably build an actual nuclear reactor, power
Oh,
plant,
okay.
whatnot.
For sure, for sure.
But you can't ever find enough reference pics and whatnot to do it right. And I've tried to do it once before, even that was back in the microblocks days. But even back then, it was just meh. But
Somebody
you know,
said
like,
somebody said in the chat every road from the US and drive on them with the truck. There you go. Just oh shit, I'm on fire. Oh, yeah, just do that. Um
yeah, well, I do that every day anyway.
So this one over here, this giant it's like a metal press or something like that. What is
Yep,
this?
it was based. It's a 50,000 ton press. I had watched a YouTube video about it. American Steel Giants or some shit like that, and
Hmm.
like that looks cool. So I'm gonna build that,
So
and
you
I did.
just do it from like reference photos that you find and you just
Yeah,
build it up? Wow.
some people are like, "Oh man, Taco, you're so creative, whatnot." I'm like, I ain't creative. I just looked at a fucking picture and redid it.
Well, I mean, I feel like a lot of art is has inspiration. Plus, I mean, the set that you made on here is, I know it's an amalgamation of all your other stuff, but it's just so cool. I love I told you little backstory. I told you to like Good Mythical Morning was the original thought,
Yeah,
and you nailed it. Just the fucking cabin look is so cool. Um, what what is this? This it looks like a train car or something like that.
which I can't see into it.
Hexagon train. Wait, I don't know what this
What do you?
is.
Like,
It's
where
not a
are you?
train.
I can't see it. CR, where the fuck is he?
It's right there. That's what I'm looking at. What is
Oh,
this
there.
thing? Is
He's
this
I
looking at
can't
the
look at.
generator.
Oh, it's a
I
No.
can't see what you're. Yeah, it's a generator. I built those for.
Oh.
I also built those for immersive engineering, so you could hide their generator on the inside of it.
Oh, oh, I
Uh,
see. Okay, okay, okay.
yeah,
Cool.
so you build theirs and you put this over. It's kind of like a facade,
Hmm.
whatnot. And if you see the little panels with the X's on them, you can break those and access the ports for the machines.
So it's like a prefab. Like this it would fit perfectly over one.
Oh yeah, right over top of it. Actually, this one
Oh,
right here that he's standing on it'll fit two of them, and the one in front of it'll only fit one.
right. Jeez, this is cool. I didn't know that. See that I like that. That's very practical use
That's
of
the
it.
same thing with the that marine diesel engine next to it, the big green thing.
The big
Whatnot.
green thing. Oh, over here.
Yeah, if you break that open right there in the middle, it's hollow on the inside. You can put another
Oh,
diesel
interesting.
generator on the inside of it.
So do you play Minecraft at all? Or are you just building? Like what do you do? Do you play on any survival type servers or
Every
what?
once in a while, I'll start something up with some old friends from down in Florida, and we'll play it for a couple months. Like we'll play a challenge
Yeah.
pack that has some kind of reward based system for completing quests and whatnot,
Yeah.
and we'll get to the end grind. We're like, fuck this, and then a couple months, half a year later, we'll start it up again. But that's really all I ever do. And I play on the Mental Block server. I used to
Hmm.
do that a lot, but it's kind of slowed down now since we all kind of started getting busy.
That's like a creative build
Uh,
server, right?
it was creative and kind of it was survival, uh, like half and half really.
Hmm.
We all kind of just did our own thing. There wasn't no homeowners association. You got to build like this, whatnot.
And so we also have
Uh,
Christ the Redeemer here as well. What's up with
yeah,
this?
that's another thing. With the little tiles, whatnot, it's not technically a native function to the mod, but you can take uh, models from the internet, whatnot, and import
Oh,
them
so this is
with the
a.
mod.
Oh, okay, interesting. That's actually really well done.
Can't
Like it does pretty good detail.
Yeah, well, it's kind of it's a bit of a tricky process, but you could do it pretty easy. Like you would take a model and you would import it to Tinkercad,
Uh-huh.
which has a function to turn models into world edit schematics,
Okay.
and then you could just import those world edit schematics of the model into your world and then shrink it down into tiles with the little
Oh,
tiles.
so each one of these is a block, technically,
Yeah,
and then you shrunk it. Oh, I
yeah.
see. I
So now
see.
it used to be full scale 1-to-1. Now it's all those blocks are now on 16 grid, which was only
Gotcha.
1 pixel size of a block.
So you can't do things like slanted blocks or whatever like that. Like it won't do. Well, would it?
It won't do like polygons,
Right, right,
shit
right.
like that.
Okay.
I mean, you technically could, but it would be such an ass to do because
Yeah,
like
yeah.
all of them would have to be doors, and like one of the big things is everybody's always looking for corner slices,
Mm-hmm.
whatnot, and it's not fun to do. That's what we've asked Creative MD, a million times. Everybody comes on the server.
Yeah.
There's at least one person who comes on the server every day. And like, where's the corner slice? I'm like, well, it's not here yet because it's kind of hard. And me and some other iguanodon on the Discord, me and him, we were messing around with the advanced doors to make our own fake corner tiles, whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
Like you can do whatever you want to, but sometimes it's just not worth it.
Yeah, I imagine. And if it's sort of a hacky way, I'm assuming that like maybe an update might break it or something.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, you want to keep the
you know
official channels. So what's up with this? I don't. CR, can you? Yeah, there we go. What is this thing?
that is a. I was driving by Chicago, and some people from Chicago might recognize it, but I was driving down to Gary, Indiana, and I saw that over top of one of the canals or the rivers over there, and it's a train bridge that it just raises and lowers
Does this
like a
actually
drawbridge.
raise? Is that why I'm lagging so much right now?
It does, but I wouldn't
Oh
do
my
it.
god, they did it.
Did it anyway.
Whoa, whoa, whoa! The wheels turn. So this is just a
Yeah.
door?
Yep. Now it's all doors. Everything's doors.
It always has been. Holy shit, dude! This is. I've never seen this one. This is so cool. Oh, I see, I see, I see. Wow. I
Don't
was
click
wondering
it
what I was.
again. You might crash us all because that one was kind of funny.
Is it?
It's always been kind of funny.
We're back. We're back.
Hooray!
Anyway, um, but in the meantime, I had to restore from a backup, which had this gigantic thing in it. So you said this was one of your first ones.
First, kind of with little tiles. It was like the transition between little tiles and chisels and bits.
Uh-huh.
So like it was a half and half build. Like I did some of it with chisels and bits, and the rest of it with uh, little tiles. And this was before I discovered what slices were. So it lacks them completely.
For a layman like me, what does that mean?
All the slopey bits, whatnot that you see on the
Oh, I
rest of
see. Oh,
everything.
that's why everything looks like little
Yeah,
steps or something.
yeah. That's
Ah, I
why
see.
everyone, I post some shit online. They're like, "That's not Minecraft. That's just a data pack or some shit like that." Because it's got that. I see those slopes and like, yeah, the mod.
Yeah, welcome to modded.
Yeah.
So what is it? I mean, why? How did you decide to? What?
It was just on Reddit the other day. Like the 800th time that Waffle House got posted, and somebody on there was like, "This is absolutely not Minecraft. It has to be Photoshop. There's no such thing as this mod at all."
At all doesn't
And
exist.
it's like,
Impossible.
comp-
Is that a compliment to you? Like, do you feel complimented? Oh shit! No, he died. All right, well, we're back in the studio now. This was a fun episode. I don't know how you're
I
so
never
cursed. I don't know how you're so cursed, but you are. So.
If it weren't for bad luck, I'd have no luck at all.
But thank you. We did it. We did it, everyone. And I do
Hooray.
appreciate you for being on. And if anybody wants to check out your shit, I mean, I link you at the end of all of our episodes. Check your Reddit out. But anywhere else you want to show the Little Blocks Discord or something like that, or Little Tiles Discord?
Well, we have a subreddit that's completely dead, pretty much. It's r/little tiles, of course. But of course, if you want to post stuff there, it always helps out. And then we got the Team Creative Discord, which is the official Discord for Little Tiles.
Mm-hmm.
Join there if you want to see some of the amazing stuff that everybody else posts, man. Like, there's so many talented people there. It's crazy.
Yeah, even if you don't use the mod, it's just fun to look at the stuff people
Yeah,
make.
absolutely. And shout out to Cubic Chunks too, because good Lord, it's helped me out so much. Just in general, because besides it being a fantastic mod, I don't know if you're familiar with it or not, but
It raises the height limit to like infinity, right?
Minecraft actually has a hard-coded limit to how many tiles can be in a single chunk. I think it's about 180,000 or so. But the cubic chunks mod actually helps push past that, and I think you can put as many tiles as you want to in a single chunk, so long as your computer can handle it.
Minecraft, who is here with us today, helped discover that. So
There
thank
he
you,
is.
Bartex and Minecraft. And
You're too humble.
shout out to what was that?
You're too humble. I'm asking you to shill your stuff, and you're shilling everyone else's stuff. But
Oh, I have to. I wouldn't be sitting here with my fake body next to you if it weren't for them.
well,
Hero
uh-huh.
and everybody else here, Curse, Flames, Frosty, you, Minecraft, Twisted Gate. What was that? Creative Realms, of course, always here.
All right.
You guys are
This is a
amazing.
Actually, I just realized this is actually going to be our season finale, I think.
Season finale. You can tell me you got to
finale.
build another set now.
Yeah, of course.
Oh, shit.
But I mean, it feels apt because A, you're on, and B, you just thanked everyone almost. That's basically my whole team. Shout out Coded, shout out Lat, and that's basically all. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, thank you for being on. I'll put all those links in the bottom bar, or whatever the fuck. I don't know. YouTube is weird.
Description.
Yeah, that thing. So thanks for being on, man. I do appreciate it.